All right, football fans, it's time to get settled back into another weekend of the Premier League. This is the ninth episode now between the posts as we're on Matchweek number 9. I'm Jason Mattis. He's Matt. I'd ask how you're doing, but when we both get dramatic midweek Champions League winners, I'd imagine you're feeling pretty good. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling really good. Yeah, yesterday was awesome. Just kept hitting the live over with United and Atalanta, and United are the comeback kings again. I mean, at 2-0, you're like, oh my gosh, Liverpool might crush them this weekend, and then Old Trafford just starts roaring again and again and again, and Ole started pushing all the right buttons, and yeah, it's going to be one heck of a match this Sunday.
I think I think I think it will be, but if they played like that first half against Liverpool, Liverpool will put them down more than 2-0. I mean, they'll put them down 4-0, so they can't do that first half performance against Liverpool though.
I mean, you got to also consider, Jason, like Atletico Madrid, like they go on the road, Liverpool, and they get two, and then they give up two. And you're about to see an offense in Manchester United that are arguably better. And I mean, Atleti are not a team that normally come out and score goals like that. And yeah, I mean, that was one heck of a match too on the road.
Yeah, that was definitely good entertaining after a 2-0 lead. Yeah, that was good. All right, let's jump on into today's show. Let's remind everybody we're powered by BetUS. Go ahead and check them out. There's a link in this video description. Great sign-on bonus. You can use that cryptocurrency, and they got some of the best lines and odds out there amongst all the sports books. So go ahead and check out BetUS. Let's start off the show like we always do, a 90-second recap of the previous match week. I'll go in first. Got right back on my successful ways of the Premier League, like I've been doing majority of the weeks. I got wins with Liverpool scoring in both halves. Leicester on that double champs up over my Manchester United. That felt good to cash that bet, but certainly didn't feel good as a supporter. Manchester City win to nil. Told you guys last week that was going to be the easiest winner. That was a no sweat winner. Over 2.5 in Spurs. Newcastle was a winner. My only slip up was Brighton. Brighton, I took them on the money line and the team total. Brighton, disappointment. They let me down, but another profitable week in the Premier League, so I'm not going to complain with that. What about for you?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my first two-unit play of the season came in with ease in United and Leicester. And then my second favorite play came in with ease as well, and it was Newcastle and Spurs, both teams to score. But then, yeah, Brighton let us down. I had Liverpool and under, so I was spot on with Liverpool, but they just absolutely ran Watford ragged. Another Mo Salah wonder goal. And then Leeds continue to struggle and lose 1-0 to Southampton. So, yeah, it was an even week because the banker came in, but yeah, it felt like I should have scraped away a little bit more profit there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a little bit later on, since you touched on it. I assume you're off that Leeds wagon for a little bit. You got to jump off that thing,
I
right?
feel like it has to be. I mean, until they get like Ailing back and until they can kind of put together the exact lineup that they had last season, it's really hard to recreate right now what's going on. I mean, they do have a couple injuries. I might need to just take a look at some of those as well and see what's going on. But yeah, I know that Ailing's out for a little bit, and he's been a key cog for them.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, we got that comment section open as we go ahead and run through these 10 games. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know the bets you've already placed. Let us know if you'll tail in any. And then go ahead and hit that like button. As we go ahead and hit you with the information, the bets, hit that like button. Let us know. All right, let's jump on into it. We've got a Friday afternoon game this. We got Arsenal versus Aston Villa. I'll kick it off. Arsenal was obviously outplayed Monday night up against Palace, even though they did jump out to an early goal. I thought Palace had better possession. I thought they created better chances, had better chances. I just thought Palace certainly outplayed them. I didn't think Arsenal deserved that point that they were able to snatch away late, so they got a lucky point in my mind. And Villa, I didn't catch the game against Wolves, but just looking at the score, I mean, you're up 2-0 and then you lose 3-2. Not exactly sure what happened in that fixture, but obviously it certainly got away from them. And I believe that game was at the Molyneux, so maybe the crowd was just roaring them to victory. So not quite sure right there. I've completely left this game. I don't know how to play it. I was on Arsenal Monday, lost money on Arsenal. Just a really down performance by me, so it's kind of got me off on them. I think Villa can do it or at least get a result, but yeah, I've kind of left this game. What about for you?
So in this one, it's really tough. So one thing I've noticed, so I actually did take a little bit of Arsenal in the first half against Palace. It wasn't official play on the show or anything, but at plus 130, I thought that a couple things that I've been seeing is, and then we can talk about this later too, is Palace. No one has struggled more in first halves than Crystal Palace. They haven't really scored many goals. They're slow starters, and so that one hit. But I watched the entire match, and I was not impressed at all with what Arsenal were doing. I mean, they barely really created any clear-cut chances. The Aubameyang finish was brilliant, but it was off a deflection. Like, what was Pepe really trying to do? Was he trying to put it in the top corner there, or was it more of a cross? I don't even really know. And then they get the late draw. They didn't impress me in terms of clear-cut chances. Like, their offense kind of sucks right now, I think, Jason. It's just really like blah. You know what I mean? They're solid. They keep possession, but they don't do anything with it. And I have real problems with that. Coming up here against a team in Villa that are better than what Palace are. I don't want to, kind of use that old adage like what happened in the last game is going to happen here. But I mean, you're coming up against a stronger side now. The line is about the same. And I don't really agree with it. If I had to play this game, I think that I would be taking some Villa here. I just need to see some lineups, really. I mean, it's like one of those. I'm looking at injury reports right now. Bailey and Traore will be in the squad. I'll have to reassess. Matty Cash should be fine. There's just a couple little question marks, but I think that if you get a perfect Aston Villa lineup versus a perfect Arsenal lineup, I don't see a ton of difference there. I'd be looking towards a plus a quarter, plus a half on Villa here.
Yeah, I mean, getting Saka back would certainly help Arsenal, but otherwise, if they don't have Saka, they're going to run back Monday's lineup. I mean, they're going to run back the same lineup again on Friday.
And that's huge. Saka's their best player. He is kind of the creator of this team. He is the best player on this team. Like, I really think so. I mean, I know Aubameyang scores the goals, but the creator and the guy that does all the really tough little detailed work on the wings and whatnot, like I have real problems with it. So I'd be a Villa again. That's a good point, Jason.
So this is the lineup checker for you. Maybe everybody follow you on Twitter, like we always suggest.
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I've been kind of sucking on posting plays this week. I've been really busy with work, but yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely take a look. I think that Villa could be a play.
Okay. All right, let's move over to Chelsea versus Norwich, where I assume the whole world likes Chelsea, so you don't have to break this down. It's do you want to bet this game? Which angle are you going to find? I actually got a better price on Chelsea clean sheet than Chelsea win to nil. I thought that was really strange, and I got it this morning. As if the sportsbooks really think Chelsea can't score just because Lukaku and Timo Werner got injured midweek and are going to be out for a few games. I mean, why do I get a better price on them just keeping a clean sheet? I didn't quite get that at all. Of course, I'd like to bet Norwich to not score at all on their team total, but that was a worse price than Chelsea on the clean sheet. Look, we've talked about it here week in, week out. Norwich is not scoring goals. So are you going to do Chelsea in a money line and do like an over 1.5 or an under 4.5? I just went with the Chelsea clean sheet. I got that at minus 130. What I get at minus 134. Just Chelsea to keep a clean sheet. I can't envision a way Norwich can score against Chelsea. They can't score against anybody.
I think that is more than fair. I think that price is more than fair. And I had a buddy text me like right when Lukaku and Werner went down. He's like Norwich +2. And all I kept thinking about is like, I'm not so sure. I don't think I would be interested in that at all. I mean, I think that maybe you could get a push on the 2-goal line. But you know what I was thinking about is, one, how lucky Chelsea are in the next month. The fixtures are extremely generous for them. So if Lukaku and Werner are missing time, like I don't even see them dropping any points in some of these upcoming fixtures, which really sucks from a United, Liverpool, and City perspective. But something here that I
add in the perspective, my fantasy team, I've got Lukaku. That sucks too.
Oh, that sucks too. So who are you going to replace?
I think I'm just going to run 2 forwards, Antonio and Ronaldo, and then add in an extra midfielder rather than picking up another forward.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. So in this one, I was looking at Havertz anytime at plus 145, plus 150, probably leads the line here with no Lukaku and Werner. It probably plays in that false 9 role. I bet that price shrinks a bit. I bet near game time that's going to be closer to even money. Yeah, so that's a decent little one that I think that you, as the listeners, can keep in their back pocket, really. And I'll wait on lineups, and maybe I do get a worse price on it. But I've got just that feeling that Havertz gets on the score sheet. He was really close yesterday. I don't know. He might have scored. I can't
He did.
remember.
Yeah, he did. When he
He
came
did
in, he
score.
got a
Yeah.
goal, and he played the false nine, like you mentioned. So I think that's
Yeah.
definitely what he's going to play on Sunday or
I think
Saturday.
that's a good one. I think that's a maybe like if you like doing anytime goal scored parlays and stuff like that. I think that he is right up there. I mean, he's going up against the worst team in the league. He is a pretty close to being a world class player, and yeah, I think that I think that he scores.
Yeah, I usually tweet out all my anytime goal scorers on Friday nights. Last Friday, I tweeted out 4, got 2 of the 4 to hit, one up over a unit. When you play them, you don't play them single, right? I mean, if you lose Kai, I mean that's a bad day. Or would you play just one? I'm not saying one
I
more
like
than one from
I
that
like
game.
playing them singles. I like playing generally everything. I like playing singles, and then maybe a money line sprinkle like I had that came up so short a few weeks
Yeah, a
ago
few
with
weeks ago. Yeah,
Lukaku. That would have been a huge payday.
yeah, that would have been banger. All right, so that's your lean for this game is maybe an anytime goal scorer.
Yes, I think your play is the best one to look at in terms of like a side. Norwich, they haven't scored on anybody, clean sheet, and it's not like anybody in Chelsea's defense really got injured. So it's
Yeah.
the same uh, automatic show-stopping defense. You're going to get Conte, possibly. Maybe they rest Conte. That would be the only like slight concern, but they still keep clean sheets without him. And then offensively, I would be looking towards Havertz.
Yeah, Conte came off, I think, in minute like 60 or 55 once they had that 2-3-0 lead. So I think Conte is going to be right back in there this weekend. I wouldn't worry about that. All right, let's move over now to Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. I expect goals in this fixture. I expect goals all day long. I'm not worried that Steve Bruce was fired because he didn't hire a new manager yet. So that means somebody from within probably comes up and they're generally going to have the same philosophies and systems that Steve Bruce ran. So I think you're going to get the same openness and goal scoring that Newcastle gets, that Newcastle allows. And we saw a good performance from Crystal Palace on the road. I've talked about here on the show how Crystal Palace has been better at home. This is at Selhurst Park. So I'm just expecting goals. And I'm not worried, again, if Steve Bruce gotten fired. So I got over 2.5 at minus 102 this morning. I love that. I wanted to maybe add both teams a score to get it up into plus money, but if Newcastle maybe doesn't score or maybe something with the managerial situation hurts them, I just went with over 2.5 and because that was basically even money, I was good with that.
I think that is a good angle. I do. I think that Palace probably have enough here to scrape it at home. They look pretty darn good against Arsenal. In my thought, I thought that they were clearly the better side in that match, but I love Newcastle overs, Jason.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
that is something that if you've been following on, it's something that I've pretty much bet every single week, and why not here? I completely agree. I'm seeing now minus 110 at a lot of places, so I think you got a good number. And generally, when it's in that minus 110 or below, or like closer to evens, then I would just roll with the over 2.5, and then not combine the both teams to score in there. So yeah, I think that that's a fantastic look, and I think that's the best way to go. St. Maximum, Almiron. I mean, they'll probably score here on Crystal Palace defense, who they're going to come out more. That they were pretty defensively solid against Arsenal. They gave up that late one, which really sucked. But I think that they'll be more on the front foot here at home, and that will lead to a susceptible.
Are we gonna? Looks like are we gonna lose Matt? Looks like maybe we're gonna lose him here. All right, we'll wait for him to dial back in. Looks like the internet's going out there. All right, there was a question I was going to actually ask him because I actually know Matt's official bets, and he actually doesn't have over 2.5, and he said it there how he's been giving that out almost every single week. So I was kind of curious. I was going to ask him why maybe he didn't. He said he liked my bet, but we'll get him to ask that when he comes back on in here. All right, the next match here is Everton versus Watford. Is anybody going to think Watford can do anything in this side? I don't. I mean, Everton's guys are back. Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, they're back into the fold right here. I don't see any way in which they can really compete in this game. Richarlison's maybe a doubt, but I think both of those guys will be playing. To me, this is going to be an Everton win. I just don't think Watford can really do a whole hell of a lot. I mean, we know how Rafa Benitez is going to set up. He's not going to allow you to score on them. they're going to maybe give away possession. He even gives away possession at home. I gave away the stats here on the last time, here on between the posts about how they'll give away possession. Well, it doesn't matter because when they get it, they're really clinical and they're good. And they're good on the counterattack. They got Richarlison. He's fantastic on the counterattack. So I went ahead and did a Everton money line and parlayed that with over 1.5 goals, and I was able to get that at even money. So I absolutely like that right there. I believe Everton will certainly get more than 2 goals in this match going up against Watford, newbies in the Premier League. Just can't see them really putting up much of a fight at all here against Everton. So at Goodison Park, it'll be Everton all day long for me. Everton and over 1.5 at even money. See if Matt's dialing back in here. Let's move on to the next fixture. He must have some serious internet problems. All right, let's move on right here. The next fixture we got here is Leeds versus Wolves. I kind of talked a little bit there with Matt. I was wondering if he was going to jump off that Leeds bandwagon. It sounds like he's certainly off of it, and with good right. They're just not scoring. 8 games, 7 goals. This is not the Leeds team we saw at all last season. Guys, if you're still betting Leeds, I think it's time to fully get off. You're not getting both teams to score. You're not getting over 2.5 in their games. Get off Leeds games. We cashed it a lot, but you got to adjust. It's a brand new season. Meanwhile, Wolves, they've won 3 straight. And they certainly look like the better side coming into this fixture. If you want to go ahead and back a side in this one, it's easily to back Wolves, back them on their team total, back them to win the games, and in some form of fashion, Wolves is certainly playing the better brand of football at this current moment. It looks like they've now gotten their legs up under this new manager with 3 straight wins. You can see it. They're playing better football. So I would be on the Wolves side here. I have not bet this game. I've completely left it alone. I need to wait and see lineups. But yeah, I certainly would not be on Leeds here in this fixture at all. So to me, it's Wolves, and it's Wolves all day long. Just a matter of finding, a price and something you like. And again, make sure you're following me on Twitter, because once lineups drop, I may certainly go ahead and jump on Wolves in this game. I can't see a way in which Leeds is able to really get anything up out of this fixture up against Wolves. So that's what we'll do it right there. We'll go ahead and circle back, let Matt, if he's got a bet on Everton, Watford, and then we'll get his thoughts on Leeds and Wolves.
Yeah, we talked about this one a little bit pre-live, and Watford just look so bad. The managerial change, and they end up just getting completely whomped on. And I mean, yeah, this is a little bit different going up against Everton, but Everton are in pretty darn good form. I know they got beat last week to a good quality West Ham side, but this is different. And I think Everton and over 1.5 goals here looks, pretty darn good around even money.
All right, since I know you got a bet on this next game, why don't you talk a little bit about Leeds Wolves? Obviously you weren't here. I didn't bet this game in any fashion.
Yeah, I mean, so Wolves are kind of like the Brighton of last year a little bit. They're got a new manager, wants to be, more flary, wants to play on the front foot all the time. And you saw that last week, coming down from 2 goals to score 3 against Villa. That is mighty impressive to me. And when you're going up against Leeds, Leeds suck now. I don't know what the deal is, but they have lost it. We talked about some of the key injuries in defense have been an issue. But yeah, for me here, I think getting Wolves team total, not worrying about who wins, but I think that they score 2 here, and plus 160, it's too big. I would have that a little closer to even. So yeah, I think Wolves team total looks darn good.
All right, good stuff right there. Let's jump it over to Southampton versus Burnley. And if you've been watching this show long enough, I'm on under 2.5 in a Burnley fixture. I have not quite bet it. I've got a different angle in this game, but under 2.5 I think is the old way to go in a Burnley match. It's cashed now in 5 of their 8 fixtures, and you're getting paired up here against the Saints, and it's cashed in 5 of their 8 fixtures. So, I feel like a broken record every time I talk about Burnley. And I know we kind of disagree here a little bit, but I mean, the fact is, at least it keeps cashing for me. So I kind of like that. You tend to seem to leave it alone from a betting perspective, but it seems to work out for me. I don't know. Maybe I will double dip on this game. Like I said, I've got a different angle, but maybe I will get to under 2.5. The angle I like, and I was quite surprised to see this. Who do you think is number 1 in the league in terms of offsides? Who do you think has committed the most offsides in the Premier League? It's Burnley. What?
Is it really? Wow.
Burnley has the most offsides in the league at 25. Who's got the worst? Southampton only has 4 offsides. So I'm waiting on DraftKings. They usually populate offsides props on Fridays. I'm waiting on Friday. I'm going to run like hell and try and grab. I don't know if I've got to take it a spread margin, or I don't know what the value is, or I can just take Burnley to have the most. I don't know, but you give me the number 1 team up against the 20th team, that's way too big of a discrepancy. So while I love under 2.5, I'm going to be betting the offsides in some fashion in this game. I was blown away when I saw those stats.
Well, now I am too, Jace. I mean, that is about as convincing as it gets. That's why you got to love the show and the analysis that you provide, because that is digging in, that's digging deep. And I love those kind of bets. And I mean, finding that at DraftKings tomorrow, I'll be on that as well. I mean, you just laid it all out there perfectly. And I agree with you here, though, on the unders. I mean, Southampton have done a good job of, really not concede. They've kept a lot of clean sheets and kept a lot of good teams really at bay here. And I mean, when you think about how they kept a clean sheet against City, I mean, that's remarkable stuff. So, and Burnley we know will be tough. It's just, I guess the offsides kind of makes sense because they're just always defending. And then their only chance to score is a loop ball over the top, and Wood or Barnes, they're cheating a little bit.
Well, they got no pace. Yeah, they got no pace.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say unders in this game. Don't really want to bet this game, but I would say unders, and I love that look that you have on DraftKings.
And just for those curious, the under did come in at -120, so you can get a great price there up on under 2.5. All right, let's move over now to Brighton versus Manchester City. I've got the same angle in this game, plus another angle. City is second in the league in offsides. They've got 21. Brighton is 18th in the league at only 8, so I may be looking to play offsides, or I may be looking to play yellow cards. Brighton has the most yellow cards in the league with 22. City has half of that at 11, which ranks 16. So Manchester City, I've been blasted before on Twitter when I make money on Bayern or make money on City. Guys are like, yeah, no shit. No. City and Bayern are very tough to make money on because the odds are way out of whack. Like money lines -1,500. So anytime you can make money on like a Bayern game, a City game, one of those kind of teams, you're pushing the right button. So I'm going to be looking again. I'm going to be looking at yellow cards and offsides in this fixture because I like that. I like that big discrepancy in those two areas. So I'll be looking to pull the trigger on one of those two angles.
Yes, I think. I cashed a little bit. We talked about it on Champions League Tuesday. Had City in a parlay with PSG, and that came in, so that was nice. But yeah, it is really tough to make money on City matches.
They gave me City on midweek. Both teams are scoring both halves at -110.
I know. Those are the angles that you have to look towards with Bayern and City. I mean, those are the best angles. Bayern, that should have hit yesterday. I had a small losing bet yesterday on Bayern halftime, full time, and they had like 2 goals disallowed in the first half. So that stunk. But that is the bet with them, is generally either halftime, full time to score in both halves. That's how you play those teams. And in this one, it's a tough one. I want to be with City. I think that City should dominate this game and kind of show Brighton, that. Brighton, you're not really a top 4 team here. You're more in the middle of the pack, and I would say City and probably unders, or City and over 1.5 or City and under 4.5 looks decent. So I'll just kind of wait for lineups and pick one of those.
Yeah, I was touched nervous doing the unders just because they beat them in a 5-0, 4-0 fixture the last couple of campaigns. So I was a touch nervous. I mean, City always makes me nervous when you put them on an under because they can just score goals in bunches. So that always just makes me a touch nervous.
Yep.
All right, the next one we got here is Brentford versus Leicester. I'm looking forward to this fixture. We know how Brentford's been playing at home. They're really attacking. And we know Leicester, their defense sucks. They're leaky. They give up goals. They've also got enough firepower where they can score goals. I can't wait. Brentford, I think, is going to get a result in this game. I think they can absolutely do it here at home. They've been good on the road. They've been good at home. But for me, it's both teams to score at -136. To me, it was just an easy way to go with both teams to score. I can't imagine both these teams not finding the back of the net with how Leicester is leaky on the back end, and with how Brentford just absolutely goes for it. Vardy, Iheanacho, they'll be right back into the squad. I think maybe Iheanacho was subbed off there in the Europa League. So I'm not too concerned about that. But either way, yeah, both teams will score in this fixture. This one will be a fun one to watch. Make sure you watch this one, folks. What about for you, Matt?
Yeah, and this one, yeah, I don't really have a ton. I'm not really sure why my screen is all blurry. And so I'm just having all sorts of troubles again here, Jason. I don't know if it's blurry on your end, but
Yeah, tough.
so in this one, I believe, I believe that Leicester, they're coming back from Russia where they got a nice win yesterday in the Europa League, and Daka
I was going to
scored
say
four
that Daka
goals and was
just
just
had a good
brilliant.
day.
And I had a little, yeah, I took a little piece of them in the morning because it was so early, and it was like minus 135. And Russian teams have just fared awful in Europe over the last like 4 or 5 years. So then Daka just on fire. They win 4-3. I could not agree more with you. I think this is a both teams are scoring overs. Leicester are leaky. Brentford will step up for this game. They know that Leicester are a top 6, top 7 side. They generally step up against the good teams. So, yeah, I think that they'll find the back of the net. I can't really pick a winner here, but goals should be on the menu.
Okay, yeah. The next fixture, I also couldn't pick a winner between West Ham and Tottenham. I think Tottenham's obviously been playing a lot better, getting 3 straight wins. One of them did come in Europe, so really only, if you want to talk about the league, 2 straight wins here in the league. But yeah, no, they've been playing better. Better up against Newcastle, looked a lot good right there. Better up against Villa. So, and then we always know what West Ham can do right there. Good defensively, also good. I mean, they beat Everton 1-0, which I thought was a nice, solid result up against Everton at Goodison Park. So I struggle to find a winner in this, and I also struggle to find this could be one of those like if over 2.5 hits and I miss out on betting it. So like, how did you not bet it? But I could also see under 2.5 hitting this one. This one is very very tricky. So now no bet on this game for me at all.
Same for me. I really struggle to pick a winner here. I would need to see some lineups. And until then, I'm kind of just off of it. I would lean towards West Ham at home. I think that they're better than Spurs.
Better than first, yeah. Okay. All right, the next one we got to work in a side bet here, Matt. Don't we got to work in a side bet for United Liverpool? What can we work on a side
I
bet here
think
before we
so.
break this game? I don't know. We got to think about a side bet here, some kind of fashion. Don't make me put
I
on no
like it.
Liverpool jersey though. I'm not
I
doing that
think
dumb
a
crap.
draw no bet type of angle.
So yeah, if everybody it's United.
I
It's
like it. Well, I don't have a United jersey.
yeah. Well, not until I buy you one and force you to wear it next Thursday. So I don't know. This
Oh
is
gosh.
before the game there midweek in Champions League. I had Liverpool circled as kind of like a no doubter. Thought it was going to be easy, but then you see that Champions League game unfold against Atalanta. Old Trafford has the lift back. That I think that has certainly come back. It obviously died off for multiple years after the Fergie era, but it's come back. And you saw it in its old form yesterday, getting them 3 second half goals. The crowd was absolutely rocking, getting them that victory. That Ronaldo magic, that Ronaldo feel is still very much alive in that dressing room as he was able to get the winner in the 81st minute. So I haven't cooled on Liverpool. That's still my bet. It's still Liverpool draw no bet at minus 146. But I just don't think it'll be quite as easy as what I thought maybe pre. And I don't want to put everything into that result yesterday in midweek Champions League, but it was a good result. I mean, that was a fantastic second half performance. But no, I just still think Liverpool will get the job done. And if United plays like they did in that first half, I think, Klopp's side will have them down 4-0 at halftime instead of 2-0 at halftime. So this will be a fun one to watch. My money's behind Liverpool. Again, painful for me to say it as a Manchester United fan, but fact of the matter is I was on Leicester double chance last week and I cashed Leicester. So I'm not scared to fade my favorite team. I'm betting on, what I see on the TV and what I see, in terms of looking up information and data, and everything I've seen on the television says Liverpool's the better squad. So Liverpool draw no bet for me at minus 146.
I'm right there with you. I think that in this one, Liverpool looked very strong on the road to Atleti, and it's one of those where it's really tough to win at Old Trafford. I've seen Liverpool struggle in Old Trafford many times. I see this one as kind of being either a draw, or a draw no bet towards Liverpool. And for right now, I'd be siding with Liverpool. Fred got injured. I don't know who's going to play in the holding position. Maybe it's going to be Matic for Manchester United, which is a concern. And yeah, I mean, I think that Liverpool, once they put Fabinho in the second half against Atleti, they solidified that defense a little bit more. And so, yeah, I would lean with Liverpool, but it's pretty slight. I think that this game is going to be just almost more fun to just probably sit back and watch because it's just it's the match of the season, really, when Liverpool goes to Old Trafford.
Yeah. So let me throw this out at you. We do know how under 2.5 seem to cash between top four clubs, and that's at plus 130 right now. What do you think? Do you think maybe under 2.5 can hit?
It might be able to, Jason. Like it's one of those. Like everyone, I think, is going to be on overs. Everyone. I mean, look at what United did. Look at what both 3-2 thrillers, and then for some reason, whenever this match goes to Old Trafford, it's a stinker. I couldn't be on the overs, and I definitely couldn't be on the unders either. It's just a complete pass for me on the total.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's see how my betting weekend gets. That's the last fixture of the entire weekend. I may be on that under 2.5. They're sweaty. They make me nervous. I lose some LBs, so that's the only good thing that comes out of it. But I also like putting money in my pocket at plus 130. And I think you're exactly right. The public will be betting the over. So I think plus 130 will only grow and get bigger. And we'll see. I might jump on that under 2.5. But let's go ahead and reveal the bets. The bets we do have in. We'll let Matt go ahead and start first. He can tell us what he's got his money behind.
Yep, Liverpool draw no bet. Everton and over 1.5 goals against Watford, and Wolves team total over 1.5 at plus 160. I thought that price was too good.
Yeah, I think you've actually maybe talked me into that one. I'll see if I maybe pull that one and give that one away on my daily show tomorrow. But I do have Chelsea on that clean sheet, as I mentioned, at minus 134. Palace and Newcastle over 2.5 goals at minus 102. I'm on that same Everton play at even money. Brentford, Leicester, both teams will score at minus 136, and we're both on that Liverpool draw no bet. I got it a touch worse at minus 146. As always, we're both great Twitter followers. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. Once we see lineups, I know Matt and I both definitely come out with more bets, obviously throughout the weekend. Thank you guys for dropping in those comments, hitting that like button on your way out. Again, we're powered by BetUS. Go ahead and check them out. We wish you good luck with your bets. Unless you're fading us, then we do not wish you good bets. Come back next week and get more winners from us, and you'll learn not to fade us. All right, Matt, enjoy match week number 9, and go Manchester United.
You too, Jason. Thanks.